So let's do the final topic here, and then we'll move on, which is the advanced capabilities, right? So where we've been talking about stuff we can do, everything we talked about so far, which is great, is in Business Premium, our favorite SKU, credible value, credible security capabilities. They even added that token protection capability recently. They just continue to add features to it. But you're at a place where you really want to take it to the next level. $22 a month for Business Premium, 57 6 or $60 a month for E5. How do I jump up to that P2 license, that intra ID P2 license that adds a lot of the automated attack disruption? That's a $9 license. What are some of the new options we have for getting some of those protections in place?
Yeah, so recently in the past few months, Microsoft introduced the E5 security add-on, as part of something you can now bolt on to Business Premium, which is a huge win because it's $12 a user, so it's $3 additional than you would have to spend for the P2, which is now included. But you also get, Defender for Office 365 Plan 2. You get the full Cloud App Discovery, Defender for Cloud Apps as part of that. You're getting, additionally the Defender for Endpoint Plan 2. So you're getting this wide variety of new security features, which are very powerful, at your disposals, not just some of the more of the advanced telemetry, some of the policies you get, in P2 too, to do, attack disruption. So like if a user is detected as high risk from their sign-ins or their activity, you can actually block their access immediately, without needing to do that yourself or, get into the weeds on that as well. So there's a lot of, powerful features that you can step up into, especially if you're an organization that's gone through a breach or, has additional regulatory compliance to deal with or has a higher propensity of this happening and wants to reduce their risk quite a bit. And starting to look at that SKU as potentially, getting a wide variety of security features that all talk to each other. That's part of the automatic attack disruption was actually included in Business Premium as well too. But you get, more of these signals coming through your applications that you're accessing, your users, the devices, and having that kind of do that automated investigation for you is like having, a 24/7 SOC that's just inclusive, that's responding faster than a human analyst would in those use cases. So it's doing a lot of the groundwork for you. And I was even shocked. I was in a tenant the other day, that had, somebody was sending a lot of emails out, and it did a full investigation of like, did they create inbox rules? Did they, hit external suppliers? Did they do this? And it was like this full checklist of things that it went through. And it was like, oh, wow. I didn't even realize like how many checks it was performing in that use case.
Yeah. Well, I think Microsoft's putting a lot of effort into putting AI into these things, right? Automating it. We don't have access to the security copilot yet in the small business space, but I think they're taking the lessons and taking the easier to, productize little parts and putting it down lower. And I think you're going to see those show up in the E5 SKU pretty consistently on that. E5 add-ons, incredible add-on. We can put it on O365 E3 or Business Premium or M365 E3, even if you're on M365 E3, one of the gaps I see on that product compared to Business Premium is it doesn't have Defender for Office 365. Well, you put on this E5 add-on, you're still at, $44 a month, approximately 45, 46, depending on how you're licensing, as opposed to 60 for E5. So you're still getting that security layer, and it adds P1 and P2 for Office 365 with that add-on, which E3 has neither. So really, really a lot of opportunity to drive some stuff there.